closing your shop here in Port Harcourt to go and open a new shop. What happened to having your shop here and having another shop there?
True.
I think we should move with purpose, we should move with strategy, we should move with tactics, we should move with knowledge. Very important to move with knowledge. What strategy am I applying in the next 2-3 months? Okay, if it doesn't work, how do I come back with my team? What is my backup plan? If it doesn't, you understand?
All right, it feels so good to have you once more on this particular exciting edition of TPOC TV. And yes, this is the Xperience show where we bring you all creatives that are in the landmass of Port Harcourt. They get to come on the show and of course let us in a bit about their journey, what they're into, and how much of impact they have had on Port Harcourt creatives. And today is certainly not going to be different, because joining me today live in the studio, I have one of Port Harcourt's most sought after creative. I call him creative because he has created a lot of creatives. He's a one joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me in the building Mr. Tammy Halliday. But first off, there's a lot of things you need to know about Tammy Halliday. He's still alive. I have to give him his flowers. Yes, now, no, so we'll give you your flowers when you're alive. Tammy happens to be the CEO of one of the leading real estate company we have in Port Harcourt that is doing so well for themselves, known as the Property Transact. And of course, happens to also be the CEO of one of the leading entertainment platform that has given platforms to over 2,000 artists within Nigeria. I mean, they have been here for like 4 years and still counting, which is the listening party vibe. Tammy also happens to be amongst the creatives that are bringing light to Bonnie. So when you hear Bonnie Uncensored, you already know who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me.
There's a CEO of that one. So just a collaboration.
Yeah, but at least that they follow the power out now. Low-key billionaires in Port Harcourt. But I don't blow the cover. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Tammy Halliday. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have been chasing this man for the past 4 years for this interview. I have to let you know how important it is having him in the building. I am so honored to have you.
Thank you.
Finally.
Thank you for the privilege.
Finally. After 4 years. Finally.
Wow.
All right, so sir, the entertainment industry in Port Harcourt, honestly, has moved from what it used to be. It has changed. It has transcended into something a conglomerate that is very huge, because at the time we have a lot of our very own. There's been like a lot of exports, of our own, leaving the state, and of course doing so well, not just in Nigeria, not just in Pan-African level, even in the international space.
Yes.
Right? And now this brings us to the proper topic of today, which we'll be looking at, which is the definition of the new school entertainers transit to digitalization in the music. You'd also agree with me that because of the aid of social media, music has now become something very seamless. You can stay in your house, do music, put it on TikTok, and before you know it, it's everywhere. You have people like that. What is your take on the journey so far?
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey from the 90s, where we had our veterans, our legends, till the 2000s, when we had the Duncans and the Franks and all of them hold it down for us. But there was a silent period for the Port Harcourt entertainment industry. I think that 2014, 2012, up to like 2015, it was very cold. I mean, then we could count like maybe 3 or 4 shows for the year. But now we have like
back to back
10 shows per week. More than that, we have different brands, collaborating, different brands, even having the same events on the same day. So I feel a lot has happened. We need to thank God for the mindset that has changed. It used to be very cold. People don't used to come out. But now everybody's coming out. The security is better. River State is the safest. The end bad governance protest would have, shown it to everybody that the state is safe compared to elsewhere. So it's a new dawn. Things are moving. And it's important to know that River State is the talent hub of Nigeria. Yeah, Lagos may be the showcase, but we all have our roles we are playing. So there's a whole lot of boarding processes involved in the industry here. creating talent that are being exported immediately and all that. So kudos.
All right. So moving over to
Yeah.
thank you for the the hype and everything for Port Harcourt. Honestly, that is what it is currently.
Yes.
Yeah. But back then you made mention of the 90s, the 2000s.
Yes.
We had people keeping it locked in Port Harcourt and ensuring that there was like a lot of exports. We
Yes.
were ahead, and that was during the offline era.
Yes.
All right. So during the same period, you talked about that it was almost like it was cold.
Yeah.
I think that was like when the digitalization was creeping in, and there was trying to be like a bit of an adjustment,
yeah.
exactly, for the persons within this area to really adapt. So do you feel like we are going into the full moon of the the circle where we have fully adapted into digitalization in Port Harcourt?
Niger Delta as a whole, there's a whole lot of sensitization needed more. Even Nigeria in total. You hear Burna Boy say he doesn't make his money from this country because most of his paid listeners are out there. Yeah. So it's a digital world now, and we can't. Where you are, your location really does not really affect how much impact you can create right now with the internet.
Yeah.
So we've not fully adapted. That's the truth. We're getting there, but it can be a whole lot better because, I mean, if you check streams from down south, it's not as as it should be.
Rather,
Yes, it's getting better, but you see that's why you see most of the people migrate to. They want to conquer new territories, so that they can have new followers, new audience, and all that. So that's how it is.
So now looking at the impact of digitalization on the Niger Deltas, because I feel like we are now the new school people that are following this trend, and we're making the most out of it. I mean, we're just new in it, but we're making the most out of it. Now, do you think that the music industry is almost unrecognizable in the sense that hence we're trying to adapt into the digital space and trying to ensure that we still conquer the game, the terrains, and make number one the list on what you're doing? Do you think that the key advantage and potential pitfalls of this era is really, really on us?
Yes, it's on us actually. We need to conquer new territories. We need to ride on the shoulders of those that have also gone ahead. I mean, let me give you an instance. Asake came out with a style. Few months later, or a year later, or as it may be, Sheiva is followed. Similar style. Wizard Chan on this side has brought value and light to Bumanume, our normal church services in the Riverine area. If you're in the Riverine, you will know the Bumanume. And we have a star there. One will expect that, well, let me use this as a point of hope. We need to push that industry. Somebody else needs to join him down there. We need to add more force there. So that's how it is. It rests on us to conquer new territories. It rests on us to take our indigenous sounds. It rests on us to take our indigenous slangs, export them, make money. You see what Seki them are doing with it. Governments of different countries are inviting them to do what? To hear what we despise in the villages. Yes, I know that we have some emotional and sentiments around it, but what we're saying is this talent has been given to us. The environment is ours. The sound is ours. The lingo is ours. Use it. Put it out there to the internet. Conquer new territories. Let's go. It's on us. It's on us.
So now, do you think that it's best to actually leave
River State?
Yes, the Niger Delta and head over to Lagos in quest of really getting a new audience. Do you think that is like the best option on the table for a creative who is very talented to really, really take? Because we've seen over time a lot of creatives, like that period they said that it was an era where it was so silent. When I had, funny enough, I had interviews of so many of these entertainers that we are the wave of the moment as are then. And they all left Port Harcourt. That was why we had that loophole at that time. And now when they left for Lagos, it was almost like so many of them didn't come back successful. So do you think, right? Do you think that living actually it's a thing that one should concentrate on as an artist?
We need to ask critical questions. Where are you going to? Why are you going there? What do you want to go and do there? So these are critical questions to ask. Yes, there was massive migration that period, 2014, 2015, 2016.
Was like if you never go Lagos, no serious for the
at all, yes. That migration occurred, but there was little understanding. The understanding we all need to have is that this is the hub, and that is the showcase. So if you're going there to go and showcase,
it's a different thing.
It's a different thing. We know what you're going to do. Another thing is testing the waters. People want to test the waters with their 2 feet. It's risky. What if it doesn't work? So it's better to go and come until there's more need for you to stay there. Then you stay because
there's a need. That's right.
Thank you. So if not, closing your shop here in Port Harcourt to go and open a new shop. What happened to having your shop here and having another shop there?
True.
So these are the issues we need to consider. So I think we should move with purpose, we should move with strategy, we should move with tactics, we should move with knowledge. Very important to move with knowledge. No, well, okay, if I'm going, am I going to the mainland? Am I going to the island? What am I going to gain? What do I have to achieve in this month? What strategy am I applying in the next 2-3 months? Okay, if it doesn't work, how do I come back with my team? What is my backup plan? If it doesn't, you understand? So I think that
to draw a SWOT analysis.
Thank you. And so, but if you they need there's a proverb in the river, and they need to stand one place, watch masquerade.
Yeah.
You hear some people say they need to stand one place to find money. You go they move. So I think moving on migration is not bad as it is. Even the whole Japa thing, I think it also influenced the international Afrobeat reception, whether you like it or not. Because a lot of people Japa went abroad, and now our stars here are now stars there too. Because we have the numbers there. So, but moving is not necessarily about it if you know exactly what you're doing and where you're going to and what you intend to achieve.
And now let's look at the reason why most of these persons, this creative Japa, to get to tell you that now there's like opportunities, there are labels here and there. And still on this same platform, we've had a lot of them talk to us about. I'm telling you honestly, they get to tell us that we left and we got signed into a label. After 1 year, they told us not to do music. We were just there singing. We did like 4 albums we did not hear about, stuff like this. And now this brings me to the right question. In this particular digitalized era, do you now think that there is really a need for labels? I mean, when you can actually sing your song, distribute it yourself with less than $20, right? Your song is like on all digital platforms. You have access to, sponsored ads and all of that. Do you think there's still a need for label?
Okay, this is where I like to answer this question. Music is not cheap. As the days keep going by, it keeps getting more expensive. There are different kinds of deals. So labels are also adjusting. Most labels are not doing the 360 deals again. Some are doing 180, some are doing promotional deals, some are doing production deals. Basically, because even the labels, how many labels are successful? How many labels can say, okay, I put in this money into this art,
I'm making this profit,
and this is my profit. And if I borrow money from here, this is what I will get. There's no guarantee, no assurance. So it's actually a business that goes, some will say blind business, but a business that goes with a lot of faith. Yes, so there is a whole need for labels. But the labels need to understand their core, their strengths, their strategy. Know that, okay, this is what we want, the promotional deals. Because the truth is about this thing is relationship. Yes, relationship. People have the relationships that are needed to scale some of these talents. But they will not just give these opportunities to every Tom, Dick, and Harry they see on the way. There have to be commitments. Those commitments and covenants, that's what lead to paperwork and agreements, even if they still fail sometimes. But it's the intention, the heart, the passion to say, let us make this work. Let's export this talent. I think that is the core. Another thing is, artists before they sign, they need to get the legal framework, get their lawyers to view this contract, but they need to have a proper conversation with these labels. What do you see in my music? How do you think we can take it? And you know, some of these artists, they get signed, they go to sleep. Meanwhile, the bigger artists get signed and they behave as if they've not even signed them.
Yeah.
You see them pushing their work as if they don't have anybody on their body. Younger ones say that, oh, I've been signed, I go to sleep. Let the label do their work. Forgetting that the same way, look at it this way. The artist is saying, okay, this label is not pushing me enough. Let me wait, let my contract expire. The same way the label is saying, this artist is not working enough. Let us wait, let his own contract expire. So circles upon circles.
Yeah.
So we need that sincerity. They need to go to the table frequently, weekly, if daily possible.
Review everything.
To strategize, plan, because see, everything is based on time. God gave every man 24 hours. Even the contract you sign has its term to expire. Some 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You heard them are signed 15 years. Even before the time of that contract reaches, the artist has gotten some popularity that he can now even come back to the table to renegotiate that. See, oh, this deal you gave me is not working again. Is either we renegotiate or we terminate. So it shows you that labels and artists need to sit down on the table as regularly board tables, board meetings, basically, not just production tables.
They
need not just beer parlor. They need to sit down on board tables and like put their brain to work, and of course, you know, mend bridges. Know, okay, where is this person hot? Where is this person? What are the expectations? Where are we not meeting up? Because in 2-3 years, it's over. And it's added to your battle record. That yes, you took this artist and you made nothing out of the person.
And yes, nobody would want to sign to your label. That's really true. Yeah. But now moving back to Port Harcourt, to our industry right here. Of course, we know over the years. In fact, in the past government that we did not really get any support from the government, I say, other than the previous governments that at least brought about the cannery, and was something that brought, give Port Harcourt that eye. Everybody wants to come in for tourism. Everybody wants to come in to invest at the time. But let's not really buttress our point on just government, because we know if you start talking about this thing brotherly, we know that government will not even come through for entertainers in previous state. Now, are there other bodies outside the government that can actually, fit in that shoes that the government has refused to size up?
Yes, like we said, this thing works with relationships. So, but if you're talking about bodies, like professional bodies, the Bible says that he was to be friendly, or who needs friends should show himself friendly. That's what the Bible says. I'm a Christian, so what I'm trying to say, even there are bodies now, like there's PMAN, who's Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. Whether you like it or not, they are politicized in a way, because that's the body in charge of representing each artist, when it comes to government issues. It means, what that means is that even if you're there, you're not a financial member, you're not attending meetings, you're not involved, you may still not get the value you're looking for. There's another body like the River State Music Guild, which is like what we came together, the new school, recording artists, managers, music journals. We just come together in a space and trying to see how we can support each other voluntarily or involuntarily. So these are all bodies that are existing right now, basically when it comes to music. Then, of course, DJs, they have their own. Approach John. OAPs, they have their own community. Just different community. Just people, because the human beings were made to interact. True. They were meant to interact, so they need to interact. So I think different clusters of people, then you now have 1 million cartels. There's a lot of cartels. And why? Because human beings want to interact. And of course, creatives, they are endangered species if you look at it in a way. So some of them, their talents, they want to, feel that sense of belonging to, a group of people and all that. So, yes, we have the River State Music Guild, we have the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. Those are like the main bodies for music. But beyond that, if you really want to network, you really want to be in this entertainment space, a whole lot of networking is involved. Relationships are vital, and And then there are other bodies that are not necessarily music bodies that could help you scale too.
Okay.
Yes, there are hospitality bodies. There are, all these Rotary, all these different. They are professional in their way, but these are you're meeting people. These people will have child education. They have. They could call you.
They might actually know one or two persons at the top.
Thank you. Yes, and there are other platforms like that. So basically, it's a game of.
Okay, now you've spoken about the bodies now that I'm not aware. Although I have an information or an idea of this body long before this time. I like the fact that it's coming from you now. You're actually saying it on camera that this body really exists. Now, what are their real roles in the ensuring that entertainment in the state is really giving platform is heard? What are their roles and what have they done previously and what are they currently doing?
Which of them?
From the P-Man to the River State Music
Guild. Okay. For P-Man, I can't speak for them, but probably they'll be doing what they're doing, and we hope that it's really affecting the right people. Going back to where we started from about the offline era, P-Man has more of those kind of artists, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Even if probably maybe the new school artist now and the president now or whoever is there is trying to maybe bring in the new people. But if you look at 100 artists that are bona fide members of P-Man, you will see that 90 were the old school guys, the section men, and that kind of regard and all that. And even the section men, I think they have their own community too. They have their own union. And they meet themselves and discuss their own issues unique to them. So, but generally, these bodies are supposed to give you industry support. I mean, if you relate well with them, you need this assistance. It may not come in financial forms, basically, but they could come in rebates, they could come in discounts, they could come in, referrals, and that is massive. If in an entertainment year, or you're supposed to make 10 million naira because you are Elvis Vitalis and you have your own platforms. If you associate with these different bodies, you will make 10.1 or 10.2 or even 11 or 15 because something somehow will drop on you. So it's generally industry support, governance, compliance, when you're being oppressed, when you're being marginalized. These are people that help you find your voice. So that is, and they bring clarity to the business too, because you've seen people that have made those decisions you want to make now. You see how their lives ended up. So you look at their lives. They may not say anything to you. You look at their lives.
Use your tongue and count your teeth.
I know that's the kind of artist you want to be. So it's all there for you to learn.
All right. So moving forward to the listening party gig, the listening party vibe, which happens to be one of the leading platforms for entertainers in the city of Port Harcourt, and of course, even in Lagos, we have so many of them have attested to the fact that the platform is really buzzing.
Yes.
If you've not been on that platform, I don't know. If you've not been on that platform, you're missing out.
Yes.
Now, the listening party has become a staple in the local music scene, no doubt.
Yes.
But how has it really helped the shape entertainment industry in Port Harcourt? And what makes it stand out?
Okay. Two things. The core is that it's premium live performances. So we don't do DJs. We do live music with the band. So if we're 95% of the artists that have come on the listening party vibes performing for the first time with the live band on that stage. The first time. If you ask all of them, when was the first time you performed with the live band? They tell you the listening party vibe. That is one. Now, the processes. There is a dress rehearsal where they rehearse with the band. They get to even their sound. Most of these artists are studio artists. They are digital artists. They just use an app. Some of them use BandLab, use Cubase.
Use Auto-Tune and
all those. They don't even need, laptop and phone. It's your phone, safe. And they put it all down. They have their own. Most of them, their listening base, their audience is not even here. They have where people are listening to them. So they don't even feel they need you. They don't even feel they need anybody around. But now they see a platform that says, "Come and do your sound. Come and listen
hear yourself originally."
And listen. learn mic control, learn stage performance, how to engage with the audience, learn mic control, learn synchronization,
Stage movement,
stage movement and all that. So this is more like the polytechnic and the university. Practical. So that is our core. That is our. So most we're taking people from digital to hybrid. They are not learning how to use analog and digital at the same time. We're taking people. And beyond what we do is helping people find their sound. Because when you use the instruments, it's easy to just bring in the shakers, bring in the loop, bring in the bass, bring in the drums, and you think the sound is okay. But now you want to find your sound properly
from the scratch.
From the scratch, you don't even know the key you're playing. They're telling you this is your key. You're like, which key is that? They're hearing it for the first time. So we're helping people find their sound. We're helping people give them a direction to the music. We're helping people perform for the first time live. We're connecting these artists with the industry because every month we have media professionals, different sectors of the industry come around and we connect these people. And even beyond the show, most of them, they perform, they go home. Later they have challenges and they remember that there was a platform where people were willing to help. And of course the WhatsApp groups, the communities. So we give them all of these connections. Then of course the legal guidance, basic legal guidance, because most of these lawyers now, everybody's eye is red.
So Mr. Tammy, before I let you go, I've got 2 questions for you. And the first is so there are creatives in Port Harcourt that are doing so well, that are, whether they are export or import, whatever it is, they have the juice of Port Harcourt in them. So who would you be rooting out for as the next phase of the industry?
So I have 3 Ks: Kemwell, K-Style, and Cottrell. These are the 3 Ks. Just the same way in politics, you have the 3 Ks: Katsina, Kano, and Kaduna. In Port Harcourt right now, we have 3 Ks. So I want to say Cottrell, Kemwell, K-Style, and of course G3, Siki, and Precious Mark. I think these people are the next big things.
So you all heard your names. You guys are the big thing. We are rooting out for you, and we cannot wait to see you guys become the next big export out of Port Harcourt. And Omar, we have so much love for you guys, and we cannot really wait, honestly, to see you guys bag awards. Make us proud out there. And of course, before I let you go, I don't know your words of advice to creative artists that are finding it difficult to find their sounds, to get platforms in Port Harcourt, to become relevant. Some of them are even going as far as they're becoming depressed. So what are your words of encouragement?
You have to be consistent with creating because sounds change. So you need to have new sounds that meet new audience at different times. You have to be consistent with being visible. There are platforms, there are social media platforms, on the spot platforms that help you. If you have to go into content creation and skip making, please do anything you have to do to make your music head. There are platforms that be consistent in being visible. Then be consistent with your values, whatever values that took you to wherever you think you are now. If you have to improve them, please improve, but don't stay true to your values. And again, if you do music for 5 years, you will need to rebrand, restructure. If you do another 2 years to add to that 5, that will be 7 years. At that time, if you've not yet blown, your families will start asking questions. The relationships you have will start being burdened. You have another 3 years, that will be 10 years. By the time you're 10 years in the industry, you can choose to back it up with a skill and choose to back it up with other projects or whatever career. But
or
just
become an OG.
Become an OG, be dirty and let your life be a lesson to others.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so you heard it. This is not a child's play. If you say you want to be an artist, it is not. It's something you need to sit down. It goes beyond just making music. You have to sit down and ask yourself this question: Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? So at this junction, I don't know. You could drop in your handle so the audience can follow you up.
So my personal handle is Tammy Halliday, TammyHalliday _ Tammy Halliday on IG, X, Facebook. Then the listening Party Vibes, well spelled, no abbreviation, the Listening Party Vibes on IG and Facebook, and on X. We also have the River State Music Guild, Music Guild RSMG. Then, of course, my property transaction.
What about the social
South Media Week? Well spelled, South Media Week. There we have another open mic we call Visions and Verses. That's more talk related and poetry comedy every first Thursday. While the Listening Party Vibes is every last Wednesday.
Wow.
So please follow us up and come outside.
Come outside. You already heard it from the horses. Come outside. Of course, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at T-Pop TV and of course on T-Pop Studios. And you might just be so lucky we get to bring you on one of our shows and then talk about something very, very important. And at this junction, I've joined the curtain close. My name is Elvis Vitalis. It's been a pleasure having you. Until I come your way on the next segment, it's a wrap.